Hey guys, I'm Jessie, and today I have a really fun video and one that I'm really excited to talk about. And that is because I am going to be telling you all about some self-published fantasy and sci-fi books that have been put on my radar that have come out in the month of February. So I was going to start adding a self-published fantasy sci-fi video where I did it like my anticipated releases, but it's a little difficult to find a big list or, compile a list of ones that are coming out, because with TradPub, you can go to like the publisher's websites and stuff like that. But with SelfPub, it's just been a little more difficult to like compile that list. So what I've done is I have found ones that have pretty much all come out already. I think there might be one or two that are not out, but all of these have released in the month of February. So I wanted to go ahead and do this video for you to see if any of these are on your radar and to kind of let you know, like, there's some really cool self-published fantasy books that are coming out or have like just recently come out, and maybe you will be interested in them as well. If you are a self-published author yourself and you have a book coming out at any point this year, feel free to email me. My email is in the description box, and just let me know, because I will definitely include you in my, upcoming releases and stuff like that, and videos like this. I want to do a video like this every month, probably this way, where it's like books that have come out this month, just because it does seem easier. I'm also going to be compiling all of these into a blog post on the bookishmom.net, so you can find them there. And yeah, go ahead and check out these books because they all sound really awesome. And like I said, if you have a book coming out, let me know. All of these are going to be a first book in series. I did find a bunch that are either second or like 8th or 9th book in series. So I didn't want to mention them in the video. I wanted to mention all of the like new ones, new series, so we can start fresh. But I do plan on including, book 8s and 7s and all of those in my blog post roundup, so there will be more there. So if you're an indie author and you have a sequel coming out, let me know too. All right, well, the first one that was put on my radar that sounded really cool is Wizardom Legends, A Temple of the Unknown, and it is by Jeffrey L. Connick. And it is book 1 in a new series, and I believe this came out on February 1st. It says that this is D&D meets Indiana Jones in a treasure hunting series set in the best-selling world of wizardoms. A retired master ranger has disappeared, and his daughter is desperate to find him. When approached with this quest, Tor declines until he discovers this man went missing while following clues leading to the Temple of Legend. The magical artifacts rumored to await in these ruins are too alluring to deny. Joined by a dysfunctional crew armed with magical weapons, Tor sets off on a quest to locate, infiltrate, and pilfer the Temple of the Dark Lord. What he finds is something completely unexpected, as monsters, traps, and betrayal turn the quest from dangerous to deadly. If you enjoy a fast-paced questing stories, humorous moments, and the discovery of magical artifacts, you'll love this all-new series featuring the world's premier team of relic seekers. It sounds like a good time. It sounds like fun. So this is one that was put on my radar that I'm really excited about. The next one, I believe, also came out on the 1st of February, and that is The 11th Cycle by Kian N. Ardalan. I am so sorry if I'm butchering these names. And again, this is the first book in a new series. The series is the Mistland series. It says, it has been 1,000 years since the last seed abandoned their duty. The mists are closing in. Finally, the morning bell tolls. A new seed is born, but is it too late? The rot eats away at mortals. The witnesses pray so they may not turn into one of the forgotten. And the constricting mists infect the lands with fear. But there is more to this tale than just the elders and their seeds. 4 mortals will have a part to play in the land's fate. A farm girl with only love in her eyes. A warrior born to the life of a refugee. A highborn stuck between the realm of gods and men. And a woman running into front lines and away from home. Will the cycle finally be completed, or will the mist swallow all? A seed is born and the evil is slain. So doth another cycle commence. Yet the last seed born hath turned traitor and the mists which had been pushed back return it. And there is content warnings for this book. It says it is grimdark. There is a lot of violence, gore, heavy language. Also deals with very heavy themes like realistic representation of disability, has descriptive sexual content, self-harm, mental illness, SA, and suicidal ideation. I really like that the content warnings were included on the Goodreads synopsis, so props to you. Appreciate that, especially for anybody that is interested. It doesn't deter me, but it might deter you, so thought I would let you know. Next up, this one also released in February. This one released on the 6th, and that is The Way of Unity by Sarah K. Balstrup. It says, the 7 lands of Velspar put their faith in the intercessors, a psychic priesthood responsible for the purification of the spirit. Where passion flares, they soothe its intent. Those who cannot be soothed are cast out, their spirits destroyed by fire. The intercessors are mystics of the highest order, but Velspar's ruling Scalens believe their power has grown too great. Surviving the intercessors' murder plot against her family, Sibylla rises to power. The Scalens come together under the banner of her grief, bringing the practice of intercession to its brutal, bloody end. Yet victory brings Sibylla no peace. In time, she will have to face the people of Velspar, forced to live in a psychically alienated world, and a band of rebels led by an escaped intercessor set on annihilation. Again, that sounds super cool, right? All right, the next one that also came out on the 6th of February is The Price of Power by Michael Michael. This one says, Prince Baradane could not hold back the darkness, not even in himself. He laid an innocent city in its grave and then died a hero. In his absence, war whispers across the land. Power-hungry highborn dispatch spies and assassins to the shadows as they maneuver for the throne, while an even greater threat rises in the south. Monsters and cultists flock to the banners of a mad prophet determined to control reality and then shatter it. Destiny stalks 3 to the brink of oblivion. A dead prince that isn't actually dead. Baradane buried his shameful past in a stupor of drugs, drink, and crime, and now he'd rather watch the world fall apart than wear a crown again. An orphan with hero's blood who is forced to make a harrowing choice. Betray her country or sacrifice her first love. And a powerful seer who has no choice at all. Her grandson must die. If any of them fails to pay the price, the cost will be the world's complete annihilation. Again, that just sounds like a really cool one. It is grimdark, so keep that in mind. This one didn't have any of the content warnings on it, so I'm not quite sure, but it does say that it is grimdark, so it's probably pretty violent. But it does sound really good. Next up, this one did already come out. It came out on the 1st, and that is The Many Shades of Midnight by C.M. DeBell. This one says, a mysterious enemy threatens the continent of Alasia, spreading a deadly sickness that kills or transforms everything it touches. In desperation, the king sends an envoy to his disgraced former military commander, Alice, recalling him from exile and begging his aid. But when a discovery links the contagion to the mining of Assyrium, the most precious mineral resource in all of Elysia, it puts Elias against the powerful mining syndicates in a conflict that could have catastrophic consequences. Because the syndicates will fight to defend their wealth and power, even if the cost is everything and everyone else. Another one that sounds like just a really interesting concept. All right, now we have one that came out on the 7th of February. This is called Veven's Song by Jonathan Mayers. And it says, years have passed since hostile creatures flew down from the sky and forced humanity to flee or die. Now the surviving humans live in underwater cocoons, knowing the world above does not belong to them anymore. Marla Hightower is just getting by with a job she loathes in a cocoon, longing for something more fulfilling after a rough start of life. But things change as she begins to develop unusual abilities, not unlike the winged creatures who invaded her world. Knowing that being discovered would result in her being experimented on and placed in confinement, Marla plans to escape from the cocoon and launch up to the surface, beginning her dangerous journey to uncover not only her origins, but those of humanity's enemies. I love that. That just sounds very up my alley. I love anything that's like forbidden or stuff like that, so I'm here for it. Next we have one where I just really loved the title. This came out on the 7th of February, and it is called A Tale of Tales, Part 1, A Strange Bunch. And this is by Nicola Steffen. It says, Tale of Tales is a high epic fantasy saga based on the motifs of ancient myths, legends, and forgotten fairy tales. Cinca is no hero, but you never know what's coming for you. And if that burns down your house and your family while you're left blinded by your house's guardian snake, the outlook becomes grim. So Cinca clings to her dog's back to survive, unaware of the fateful prophecy and great changes to come. But when a wandering warrior becomes her protector, and a mysterious stranger joins their hounded party through a series of seemingly chance encounters, they all begin to discover that it is not all as it seems. What is pursuing her, and why? Can the strange characters gathering around her on her desperate quest to save her from doom? Are they mere puppets of a young, beguiling witch guided by her own hidden motives? Or are forgotten shadows rising again from the immeasurable depths of time? A tale of folk fairy tales and myths, swords and sorcery, and mythical beings. A unique story of dark times and unsung heroes who may light your way. That sounds really fun. It says book 1 is the first part of an epic series. The book series features leading characters of various ages, and although written with adult and young adult audiences in mind, it is, in the tradition of the greatest epic fantasies, suitable for all ages. I love that. That sounds like fun. Like a very classic quest kind of story and a lot of humor that might be thrown into it. So I'm definitely sold. All right, and this is the last one on the list, and it came out on the 17th. And that is Doctrines of Fire by C.L. Jarvis. This one says, Edinburgh in 1779, an academic rivalry turns deadly. George Stevens is a lousy medical student, lacking the social and financial resources to succeed in Edinburgh's elite medical school. His dream of becoming a physician appears over before it began. Then, George comes to the attention of two famous professors, William and Joseph. Medical students are dying mysteriously. The professors suspect a disgraced former student is to blame, and they need George's help uncovering the truth. Believing the partnership will bolster his academic standing, George agrees. Their investigation pulls them into the murkiest, most dangerous corners of Enlightenment Edinburgh. The professors are secret wielders of fire magic, but their foes are courting even darker forces. With violence threatening to erupt and George struggling to navigate this confusing city, getting justice for the dead will be harder than he imagined. That sounds like fun. It sounds like not quite dark academia, but just academia enough to be fun in that way. And then there's obviously like hidden forbidden magic, even darker magic. It's like a historical fantasy. So it sounds really cool. And I believe it's a standalone from what I can tell on Goodreads. So again, that might be a really fun one to pick up and get into some more self-published fantasy. All right. Well, hopefully some of these sounded interesting to you. They all sounded really cool to me. Like I said, I'm going to try to do something like this every single month, highlighting new self-published books that have come out. So like I said at the beginning, if you have a book coming out, let me know. I will gladly add it. If you know of any, you're not an author yourself, but you know of some, let me know as well. I will add them to the list. And if you want even more of these self-published releases, you can check out my blog. I am going to be, updating that there, adding even more, including like sequels and things like that. So check that out and let me know what you think. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie and I will talk to you next time. Bye.